everybody to Virginia Artist Showcase. We got entertainment for ladies and gents, film before live audience. Welcome everybody to Virginia Artist Showcase. Arts and music with guests at rock, Saturday nights at 11 o'clock. Welcome everybody to Virginia Artist Showcase. So sit on back, don't touch our dial, 1/2 hour to make you smile. Welcome everybody to Virginia Artist Showcase. Welcome everybody to Virginia Artist Showcase.
I'm Harry Clary.
And I'm Rick Morris.
And we'd like to thank you all for coming out tonight to Virginia Artist Showcase. Rick and I got together and decided to do this show because we wanted to do something and show the talent that we have for the people here in Virginia. And Rick and I both are from Virginia, and we know a lot of the artists here, so we want to showcase their talents here.
And we're both songwriters ourselves. So, but anyway, we're going to be airing this show on Comcast TJ Video Channel 3. It's going to be Saturday nights at 11 and again at 11:30. And that's going to start on January 2nd.
That's right, and this particular show here will be aired on January 9th, if you want to see the Jim Adkins show, of course.
And you can also go visit our website, which is vashowcase.webs.com. And you can check out all the videos and everything that we're doing, our schedule, and who's going to be appearing. Everything will be on there.
That's right. And our guest tonight is none other than Jim Adkins from right here in Central Virginia. He's an award-winning songwriter, jazz guitarist, and we're very happy to have him here tonight.
I heard him warming up, and then I wanted to quit playing guitar because he was good.
See, and I quit before he got here. But we hope you enjoy the show tonight, and we hope you enjoy the food. A lot of good food here, and it's we really enjoy doing this, and we're going to have a lot of good shows in the future, and we're going to build this thing into something really nice.
All right. So I guess it's time to call up our guest of honor tonight.
That's right, Mr. Jim Adkins.
Well, thanks so much, guys, for coming out, and I do appreciate the support. I'll be playing music from the CDs that I have out. This first one is called City Streets, which is the title cut off the latest record.
Well, Jim, tell us a little bit about your background, how you grew up around here.
Well, I grew up in Prince George County, right here in this area, and established a home here, established a family here, established a business here, and also cut my teeth on playing the guitar with some fellow musicians around the area.
That's right. I remember that well.
Yeah, that's right. Back in the day, we were in opposite bands, but we were all playing around the same places.
And that was at least 10 years ago.
Yeah, maybe 8. I'm not as gray as he is right now.
I missed that one.
But I tell you, I really like your style. I like the way I like that song you played there. What's the name of that particular cut?
That one's called City Streets. That was the title cut of the latest CD, and just kind of wrote the song City Streets based on the vibe that you get out in the city, the people that you meet, and the things that you do, and just I like that whole city streets thing. So I just decided to call it that.
And that is your latest CD. That's your 5th CD. Is that correct?
Yes, the 5th CD. Yeah.
Not including the compilation tapes that you have other tracks on.
Right. That's correct. Yes.
At least that's what it says right down there in your bio. And so, what are your roots in music? Like I said, I knew you a few years back, and didn't know you to be a jazz lover. But
well, I didn't grow up thinking I was going to start to like jazz either. I was a typical musician. I wanted to be, Ricky Rockstar coming up when I was a teenager. A lot of the bands that influenced me were, Aerosmith and Led Zeppelin and a lot of those guys. I like Eric Clapton as a guitar player, of course, Hendrix.
And you were Jimmy Rockstar.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Never made it out of Prince George to Nashville or New York, though. So anyway.
And now you're Jim Jazz.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I kind of took off with the jazz thing when in the early 20s. I got to listening to guys like Larry Carlton and Lee Ritenour, and then getting deeper cuts into Wes Montgomery and Pat Metheny, and just really liked what they do and how they take a melody and mix it in with technique of jazz. So it's really good stuff.
I really like those guys too, but I said I'm not going to ever be able to do that.
Well, I'm not doing. I can't do that either, but at least I'll try. So
you're succeeding. You're succeeding, Jim. Very
I
much
think so too.
Thank you.
What was that? Anyway,
It's the lightning again.
you were a member of Vocal. That's a Virginia organization of composers and lyricists, I believe.
Yes, that is correct. Well, it was sort of an honorary membership from winning some song contests there, and I was a member for a few years. Back when Cham Lachlan was the one, he was like one of the founding members of Vocal.
That's right, and Cham passed away just this year.
Yeah, sadly enough, he was the music community around here lost a great guy and also a real good friend.
Certainly did, and I used to see you guys telecast on Channel 3 TJ Video, which this show here is also going to be telecast on the same programming. As a matter of fact, Tommy Wells, when Rick and I went to go visit him, said that he really missed Vocal, and he was glad that another music show was coming up.
Yeah, I think it's great, and I'd like to applaud what you guys are doing to get something started in this area to recognize the Virginia artist. I think it's just a great thing, and I hope it's something that continues to blossom and move on and just feature the talent around the area.
Well, we couldn't do it without great talent like you.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
And so you've gone over your guitar heroes just a little bit. You said Eric Clapton, of course, Pat Metheny, and Lee Ritenour, and those sort of guys. Did you like Al Di Meola?
Yeah, Al Di Meola, yeah, he's a monster on the guitar. His music is very, very technical, very melodic in a lot of spots, but he's a very technical player. And I listen to a lot of his stuff, but I gravitate more toward the guitarists that blend melody in and out of their songs, and that's one reason I was attracted to stuff, guys like Larry Carlton and Lee Ritenour, because they had the nice technique blended in and out with music that you can actually, remember and hum to, and so I've just always been more of a melodic player, not so much as the blistering technique that guys like Al Di Meola and others have.
Well, I saw a little bit of blistering over there.
Maybe on the fingers there, but
I saw smoke coming off your guitar a couple of times. And I talked to a lot of people about you coming on to the show, and I was amazed how many people love smooth jazz. They say it's good for the soul. It makes you feel good.
yeah, it does. We talked about this earlier. It is considered mood music, and I like the way that music can, the way smooth jazz in particular, that can make you feel, because obviously there's not many lyrics in it, and the song has a tendency to be able to take you places where you want to go when you just sit back and kind of mellow out. I get all kinds of emails from all around the country about what kind of effect my music has had on them, and it's really interesting to hear those kind of stories. So, but yeah, it's just a really good, positive, kind of upbeat, mid-tempo style music that I really like.
Well, I'll tell you, it's feel-good music. Did it make you feel good, Rick?
Yes, it does. Feels good.
And our guest next week is going to be Keith Horn. I think you and Keith are pretty good friends, aren't you?
Yeah.
He's also a big jazz guy.
Yes, he is a big jazz guy. He's a great player. All you really guys got to come back next week to hear Keith and support this, because he's a fabulous bass player,
Yes,
a
he is.
musician, all around musician.
I grew up with him.
Yeah, a great player, great player.
So you going to play us another song here?
Yeah, I can play another one.
What's this next song?
This one will be the how it all got started. It's one called "Just Chillin'." It's kind of a bossa nova, island tinge sort of mellow tune.
I have heard a bunch of guys on cell phones talking about that song. I see guys in the supermarket go, "Just chilling."
That's right.
So I know
everybody's talking
So
about it.
I've heard a
everywhere.
lot of people talking about your song. I really have.
That's right. Good point. Good point. All right.
All
You ready?
righty. We're looking
Okay.
forward to it.
All right.
Jim Adkins. I was looking at on your bio, I noticed you're selling CDs in Great Britain, Australia, New Zealand, Poland. I mean, I'm not going to remember all these places. And I imagine there's a lot of musicians out there that are wondering, how can I get in on this? You know, I'm just selling CDs here in the United States. How can I sell them in New Zealand, Korea, Canada, Brazil? I mean, Germany, Singapore.
A lot of frequent
love
flyer
their slings.
Well, you know, the internet opens up a big world, and with Turning Point, I got a lot of national play, but we also send our records international. So I'm getting airplay in Australia and Japan and other places in the world through the blessing of Amazon.com, CDBaby.com, iTunes. It just opens up a whole new world for you to be able to sell your product. And some of those sites you can actually track, and that's how I've got that. I'll get an email that so-and-so from Australia just bought one of your CDs, and you can send them an email and, you know, say, hey, thanks for supporting us over there in Japan or New Zealand or wherever it is. And iTunes Europe, I just checked the stats the other day. I got a lot of recent sales in Europe from iTunes. So it just, you know, that has just really opened up the world for musicians to be able to get their music everywhere.
No pun intended, right?
That's right.
It does. The internet has made the world a lot smaller.
It has.
But it's a great idea, and I think a lot of people should follow suit on that.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. One of the greatest honors for a musician when they writes a song is to have somebody listen to it and go out and purchase it. And I get more excited over seeing, you know, so-and-so bought your CD today. You know, it might only be a $10 sale, or it might be a $2 iTunes single that you can go on and buy, but it's still one of the most humbling experiences to have your music sold and for people to like it.
And you're doing such a great thing because smooth jazz doesn't require a translator. You know, people in New Zealand know what the song is saying. And, I mean, your music, there's nowhere that you can't send your music and sell it.
That's right. It's, like you said, it's a universal language, music itself is, and don't have to translate lyrics. And smooth jazz in other parts of the world, especially Japan, is a real big deal over there. Other parts, in the United States, it's good, but some of these other guys in the smooth jazz genre that have been there for years will go to Japan and say they were treated like rock stars, and then, you know, when they get back over here, they have a hard time selling a 10,000 seat arena or something like that. But it's real big in some areas of the world.
Well, I think you're going to find that in the music industry. I found the further away I travel, and the less people know me, the better I'm treated. I don't know why it's that way. I guess it's just human nature, but that's very true, Jim. So what's in the future? Is there a new CD? I mean, I don't even know how you have time to do this. You work full-time, of course.
Yeah, well, I'll give credit to my wife on that because, yeah, I do build houses, and I have a good base. My wife does a lot to free up time for me to be able to go out in the studio. I also work a lot out there at night when I'm doing something. I haven't in a while, but especially when you're on the tail end of trying to get a project together, it's like almost mind-boggling because you're out there almost every time. And one time I think I felt like, I don't know if you guys have seen the movie The Shining, but when Jack Nicklaus was going crazy at the very end of the movie and had all that stuff he was writing, so that's sometimes how you feel because you feel like you're just about to lose your mind. But somehow it all pulls together. It turns out great, and we end up with a product that we can sell, and people purchase it. And that's what it's about.
So all work and no jazz makes Jim a very dull boy?
No, actually, I love the whole process. I really do. But it does. It gets down to the last bit, maybe like the last trimester of a woman giving birth. I don't know, but it's like you're just ready to. You're glad to get it over with, but you're proud of what you got.
Okay, and I bet a lot of people here, and of course when we air this, are going to want to know how to get to your website, how to hear your music, how to buy your music.
Okay, JimAtkinsMusic.com. If you just remember that, and then you can go anywhere from that. Yeah, once you get on JimAtkinsMusic.com, you'll see links to Amazon, CD Baby, iTunes. We try to make it a centralized shopping location right there. And if you know me, you can come by my house and pick one up.